Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you can see from the title, it is that time of the month again. So in today's video, we will be taking a look at my top 10 upcoming sneakers for the month of March. Now, before we go ahead and actually dive into the video itself, just like I always do, I want to give a massive shout out to all of my returning subscribers. If you are new around here and you haven't done so already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. If you do enjoy this video, a big thumbs up definitely goes a long way. And if you do want to reach out to me outside of YouTube, you will be able to find me on Instagram under ACS Sneakers. And now we got all of the housekeeping out of the way, we now just go ahead and dive straight into this video. So to kickstart this list today, the very first release is going to be the Nike Air Max BW in the sports red colourway, scheduled to be releasing on the 1st of March for a retail price of £130. Now also releasing the same day, we are going to be getting the white Persian violet colourway. I'm going to be honest, I'm not feeling the white Persian violet colourway at all. I have the original Persian violets that we picked up last year, and to be honest, I'm just not feeling it, so I didn't really want to cover it in the video. But I did want to let you guys know that it is going to be releasing on the same day. Now, the sport red colourway, definitely a lot more of me. I love the colour red. I love the Air Max BW. And as we approach spring and summer, you definitely can't go wrong with a shoe like this. The red accents work really well. The BW is a really stylish, easy to rock, very comfortable shoe in my personal opinion. So there are lots of things about this shoe that I definitely do like. But when I say that March is absolutely jam-packed with releases, I'm not even kidding. There are so many things that didn't even make this list. So I guess in a way I'm going to have to start being a little bit more selective. So in the end, this might actually be one of those shoes that I have to pass on. Now this shoe will be releasing on Sneakers and it will also be available via raffle as well. And in my personal opinion, I do think that this shoe will be readily available if you do really want it. So just keeping this one moving, the very next release that we are going to be taking a look at is actually a collaboration. And this collaboration is between both Drake and Nike for the Terra in the white chrome colorway as well as the black colorway. Both scheduled to be releasing on the 3rd of March for a retail price of £135. Surprisingly, this isn't on Sneakers, even though there is a multitude of upcoming releases that have been uploaded to the actual site over the last couple of days. The only place I'm actually seeing about this release is actually Foot Patrol at the minute. I will be honest, I don't really like either of the two shoes, but I definitely do feel like they are both review worthy, and I do feel like there will be people watching this video now that maybe only tuned into this video to see if it's included. It's just not a shoe that I like. I just don't like how it looks aesthetically. I think the white colorway is a million times better than the black colorway, just as a personal preference for me. But if I ask myself if I'm going to wear it, absolutely not. It's just definitely not a shoe that I could ever really see myself wanting to wear. With that said, I do see that this shoe is most definitely going to sell out. I think there will be resale value attached to it, so the resellers will be after it. It should be available on Sneakers and there will be a multitude of raffles. Just when they're uploaded is, news to me. So moving on to the next one up on our list, and again, this is another collaboration. This time it's with New Balance and JJJound for the New Balance 990 V3 in the khaki colorway. Now this is scheduled to be releasing on the 3rd of March for a retail price of £230. And we did recently see a collaboration between the two for the black colorway on the 990 V3. Unfortunately, I went for that shoe, I took an L. I'm sick to death of how New Balance do these drops. That waiting in the queue is completely outdated. The whole process of dropping shoes is ridiculously hard with them. Why? And I think they have to definitely update it because there is a lot more people looking to get involved with New Balance now. So doing raffles, doing draws, doing anything else that doesn't mean I have to wait in the queue for an hour, it just makes the whole situation a lot easier for us, the consumer. But getting back to the actual shoe itself, this for me is absolutely incredible. The colorway is super clean. I really like everything about this shoe. All the upcoming looks that I've watched and all the images of the shoe itself have just completely sold me on it, and this is definitely a shoe that I want to have in my personal collection. It's going to sell out just like the other one did. It'll probably even resell for more than the other one has been doing as well. So if you really want it like me, definitely get all your raffle entries in, get yourself on New Balance on the day, and this is definitely going to be one of the most difficult shoes to cop on this list. I'm not even kidding.
Alrighty then.
So the 3rd of March is actually looking like it is probably going to be the busiest day of March in terms of individual sneaker releases, as we are having another release on the 3rd of March, which is the Air Jordan 1 High 85 in the Georgetown colorway. Now this is scheduled to be releasing for a retail price of £170, which is the new marked up price from last year. And the colourway itself is incredible. It is beautiful, it is simple, it is clean, but it's effective. And even though I'm not a big fan of Jordan 1s and it's not something that I would want to wear personally, from your avid collector to your neutral, I think anybody can appreciate this shoe for what it is. The fact it's of that 85 cut means that a lot more people will probably be interested in getting it. We have had, 85 cuts release over the last couple of years. And off those reviews, a lot of the time they do say that the leather is a little bit stiffer and it's a little bit harder to actually wear. I think that this will probably be exactly the same. I think they'll use premium leathers, and with premium leathers, sometimes it can be a little bit stiffer. So I think that this is definitely a shoe that most people are going to be going for. I absolutely have no doubt in my mind about it. But whether or not it would be something that I would want and I would wear, probably not. Now this shoe is already loaded up onto the Sneakers app. There are already raffles available as well. Do everything you can possibly do to get this shoe for retail, because I do think that the resale will actually be pretty pricey on this one. So if we now skip forward a couple of days, the next shoe that we are taking a look at is the Air Jordan 6 UNC, scheduled to be releasing on the 5th of March for a retail price of £190. But don't ask me why that is, because unfortunately I have no answer or no reasoning as to why this is £190 but other releases will be £180. If you know the reason for that, do let me know in the comment section below. But just focusing on the actual shoe itself, for me this could actually be the contender for my favourite sneaker release for March. It's done in that absolutely beautiful OG colour blocking. It's effectively the Carmine, but swapping the red for blue, and I'm all for it. When it comes to the UNC releases, I kind of take it or leave it. For example, UNC 1s, not bothered. UNC 3s, beautiful. UNC 4s, beautiful as well. But there's something about a UNC 6 that I'm just absolutely all for. I know a lot of guys out in the States did get exclusive access, and it seemed like a lot of people were able to cop early. When it comes to UNC, the price is always going to be stupid. And where possible, I try and avoid paying resale. But there's just something about the blue, the white, everything about it is just beautiful to me. People are complaining about the tag on the back. I don't mind it. I'm absolutely fine with it. And I just think overall, this is definitely one of those shoes that is a must-cop shoe for me.
Shut up and take my money.
So moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and I'm going to be honest, this has come way out of left field for me. The next shoe is a collaboration between Nike and Passport for the Nike SB Dunk High. Now this is scheduled to be releasing on the 5th of March as well for a retail price of £113, and I had absolutely no idea this shoe was releasing. I don't know who Passport is, to be completely honest. I'm not really big on SBs and skateboarding and all these other kind of things that I imagine if you are interested in, you'll probably know who this guy is. But just from a fan of sneakers, this shoe is fire. Everything about it is beautiful. The choice of colours on the colourway, the materials, that little guy at the back of the shoe holding the swoosh, brilliant. Everything about this shoe is just screaming premium. It does kind of have a boot Doc Martin kind of vibe with that midsole, but even still, I think they've done an absolutely incredible job with it. I did say earlier on in the year in a previous video that I'm completely done with dunks, but this one is definitely on the must-cop list for me. The details on the outsole, again the details on the upper, even the insole branding, I just think it's absolutely incredible. It's definitely made me want to have a look into this a little bit more. So if I do actually get my hands on this shoe, I can promise you that the review will be a lot more detailed than what we're talking about today. They are already available on Sneakers, and it will also be available via raffle, if I'm not mistaken. When it comes to the SB Dunk High, there isn't normally that much resale, but considering it is a collaboration and it's a very wearable colourway, I think that these will do alright. So just moving on to the next shoe up on our list, which is actually one for the ladies. This time it is the Air Jordan 6 Mint Form, scheduled to be releasing on the 8th of March for a retail price of £180. See what I mean? This one's £180, the UNC is £190. I have no answers for that. But the shoe itself is fire. It is a women's release, which will mean that the sizing will be slightly limited. So any of you fellas out there with bigger feet, above size 10 and up, you may not be able to get in on this. I'm not sure if it is limited sizing or not, but that's just generally the rule of thumb when it does come to a women's release. The shoe itself, clean, it's fire. It's really good for spring and summer. A mostly white upper. The hits are that minty green colour. It works, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's nothing to really dislike about this shoe, but at the same time, it is a little bit forgettable for me because, you know, the UNC's is releasing the same month. I'm really focusing on that one over this one.
You're goddamn right.
But if you do end up, you know, taking an L on the UNC 6s and you want to kind of fill that void left in your life with something else, this is definitely a very, very nice replacement. It's clean, it's simple, it's easy to wear, and if you are part of the smaller feet minority like myself, you know, I'm only a size 9, or if you're in fact are a woman yourself, then this is a very, very clean shoe to add to the collection. This shoe is already up on Sneakers as well, and it should also be available via raffle as well. So moving on to the next shoe up on our list, the next one is the Nike Air Max BW in the cream colorway, scheduled to be releasing on the 10th of March for a retail price of £130. We're already at number 8 on the list, but only 10 days into March. So I imagine that a lot of the information for the end of March and even the middle of March hasn't even been released as yet. So this might be one of those odd occasions where there might be a part 2 as a follow-up to this. Because like I say, that we've covered the first couple of weeks and that's it. March is going to be absolutely crazy. But this shoe is beautiful, it's clean, it's simple. A lot of the shoes on this list are, you know, because of the fact is, you know, we're heading into spring, we're heading into summer. People want to wear easy to wear shoes, you know, with shorts, with pants, with, you know, dressing them up, dressing them down, depending whatever you're doing. And this shoe just hits every box for me. The colour palette they've used is beautiful. It's a BW, which I'm a massive fan of. So there's a lot to love about this shoe. Is it again a must-cop shoe for me? I'm not entirely sure at this point. I guess it depends on how many L's I take in the first week or so. But I think if I don't cop nothing in those first week to 10 days, I wouldn't be mad at picking these up just to add into the collection. And like I say, everybody's getting the spring and summer rotations ready, and this would be a really good pair to add into that collection. Because of everything we've already taken a look at so far in this list, will this shoe sell out? Potentially, but I'm not absolutely sure. Will this shoe do well in terms of resale? Probably not, would be what I would say. But don't let that deter you. If you like this shoe, go for it. It is already available on Sneakers, and it will also be available via raffle as well. So moving on to the next shoe up on our list, again it is another collaboration. This time it's between Concepts and Nike for the Air Max 1 in the black multicolourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 19th of March for a retail price of £145. I do just want to preface this by saying this isn't officially confirmed, although it is being rumoured at this time. It may be pushed back, I'm not entirely sure, so don't shoot the messenger. But if this shoe does release on the 19th of March, I'm going crazy for it. It's meant to be releasing in full family sizing as well, so I would absolutely love to lace up the whole family with these. But the fact that it's a collaboration, the fact it's an Air Max 1, which is a fan favourite, this shoe is going to go absolutely berserk. I just know everybody's going to want a pair. Why would you not? That upper is beautiful. Honestly, I'm almost lost for words in a way because of how much I actually love this shoe. Definitely is another contender for one of the best shoe releases in March, if it does release in March. I'm still absolutely in love with the Patta Air Max 1s. Call me a hype beast. Generally, I don't really resonate towards the Air Max 1s too much. But after I picked up the Pattas, these were, you know, the next ones realistically that I've released that I've really liked. So it is going to be 100% a must-cop shoe for me. I just expect that I'm going to take an L on it.
Are you serious?
So just to cap off this video, the very final one that we're taking a look at today is the Air Jordan 3 in the canvas muslin colourway, scheduled to be releasing on the 26th of March for a retail price of £180. And the 3s are going wild right now. Ever since Eminem wore the fire red 3s at the Super Bowl, everything has been talking about 3s. Everyone's talking about 3s. I couldn't even get the Cardinal Reds, which I'm absolutely fuming about even now as I'm sat here doing this video. Still super gutted that I wasn't able to get a personal for myself. And I just think 3s in general could be one of the bigger hype shoes for this year. This one in particular is clean. It's really nice. I'm not sure if it's for me or not. I'm pretty sure it's actually a women's release. If it's not, I'm actually a little bit surprised about that. The first time we saw this shoe even rumoured was actually on that Sneakers Live where they talked about the upcoming releases for the springtime. This wasn't necessarily one that caught my eye too much, but given the fact that 3s are being talked about so much, I can definitely see this one doing numbers. It's a canvas upper, so there may be something underneath it, there may not be. There isn't an abundance of information right now as to the individual details of the shoe. This will be releasing on Sneakers like every other one of these releases that we've talked about, and it should also be available via raffle as well. Do I see it selling out? Potentially. Do I think there's a lot of resale value? I'm not sure. I guess that kind of just remains to be seen in terms of how the hype builds for it. But for now, I think that this is a pretty clean colourway, but I do think I will be passing on this one as well. And with all that said, we've now wrapped up my top 10 upcoming sneakers for the month of March. Honestly, there are so many upcoming releases that didn't make the list, including Sakai's, Jordan Retros, Yeezys. There are just so many shoes that are releasing this month that it was very difficult for me to narrow it down to just a list of 10. Like I said, if you do want to see a part 2, let me know in the comment section below. I would be more than happy to cover it, but I'm only going to do it if you guys want to see it, so do make sure to get your comments in below. If you have stuck around to this point in the video, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one.